Now, if you've been inside the museum, you can see the sort of tanks Britain had at the beginning of World War II. The truth is, whatever the myths are, they were about the same in terms of quality as the German tanks at the beginning of the war. But the Germans had already designed and were building better, bigger, more powerful tanks. And our own tank design just didn't keep up. What we did do very sensibly, though, is we sent some of our tank designers to America. And when America came in the war in December 1941, our chaps was already sitting with the American tank designers designing this tank, the Sherman. And when it came into service, it was the British Army that actually used it in combat for the first time at the Battle of Al Alamein. And we thought it was fantastic. It had got a good gun on it. The important thing about the gun, it was what they called a 75mm medium velocity gun. So what does that mean? 75mm is the size of the hole at the end of the barrel, so 7.5 centimetres across. Medium velocity means the rounds came out with medium force. Now, if you look at our tanks, they could intended to fire two types of ammunition, but they couldn't fire, they had different types of guns for firing that. They weren't fitted on the same tanks. The American Sherman could fire these two types of ammunition from the same gun, and that was armour piercing, so a lump of metal to smash your way through the enemy tank, or high explosive, that's a round for blowing up and flinging metal around. So the Sherman, we really liked the gun. We liked its reliability because it was a great reliable tank. It didn't break down all the time like our own tanks did. And at the time it had got good armour protection on it. So in the British Army we thought it was fantastic. What we all know, of course, is with these bigger German tanks like the Panther, the Tiger and the King Tiger, it was never going to be a match for those when they came out a year or two later in the war. And the problem was it would take 3 or 4 of these Sherman tanks quite often to try and knock out one of those bigger German tanks.